Jesus Christ.
Hey, 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 hey. Why is it being Donnie
It's my
What
world.
happened to 7 o'clock? We've been on for like 20 minutes now.
Hey, the star is always late. Let's go.
We start. All right, so how y'all doing during this quarantine?
Just chilling. Honestly, surviving better than I thought.
Obviously, you're surviving because you're breaking social distancing rules.
Hey, the half, you shut up.
I've done that recently. We've been in quarantine for how long?
You admit to breaking.
That doesn't make it better.
All right, Brandon, how you doing?
I haven't noticed a difference.
No difference?
Didn't think you would. Didn't think you would.
I miss movies.
I'm living with like 10 people. It's not fun.
It's a
What?
very
You only talked to 10 people. Is that what you said?
I live with 10 people. I already have a bubble. Can't add any more people to my bubble. And the half, how are you doing?
Hey, if they had changed the law to like only 8 people, y'all would have had to kick somebody out.
Somebody had to go.
The
It
law
would have been you, Adam.
is like 5 people right now, isn't it?
In my house?
No, for like group gatherings, it's like 5 people right now.
Is
They
it down to
moved
5?
it back to 10.
It didn't go back to 10.
Pretty
Well,
sure.
whole states are reopening, so it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, Friday, it doesn't matter. What are you saying? How am I doing?
Let's go ball.
I'm tired of seeing stupid people breaking social distancing rules and get played by females, but that's none of my business, though.
Is that how
Why
you
why is he even here? This is supposed to be a podcast and he's attacking me personally. I don't understand.
Did I say any names?
You don't have to say names. Don't have to say names.
Okay.
Next.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. What playoffs? Football, basketball? What's coming up?
Are there basketball? That's what
Hey, how's your quarantine been? Don't ask you. I was gonna wait for someone to do it, but I see no one cares. I care about you.
I thought someone asked Adam.
I asked myself. I said,
Oh.
I'm doing great because I'm cramped.
So, why are you breaking social distancing rules with that one girl? I'm not gonna say her name, but she built like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's talking to me or someone else.
No, I'm talking to the factor.
He's talking to the Red Ranger.
Well, I don't.
Games?
Hey, so are you gonna answer the question about the girl built like a sack of potatoes that you're out with the forest gallivanting?
No.
Gallivanting. Is that the type of like? Fuck, I fucked it up. Never mind.
Lesbianese.
It's a quote from Game of Thrones.
Rewatch the series and then get back to me.
Seen it twice already, so suck it.
I don't remember the phrase. What a shame.
Okay, what's the phrase then?
And I know things. That's all.
Season 6 though. Bitch.
Okay. So, your response, booty eater?
All right, forget this. Playoffs.
There are no playoffs. What are you trying to talk about?
The realest in the room. How can you change your? So what about the playoffs that you wanted to say?
I'm mad you're gonna try to have a conversation about something that doesn't exist. Why don't we just have a
Hey, how about you go play defense, Mr. Tight End, okay?
Lesbianese. You gonna talk about tight end?
All right, hey, are we actually gonna like do this, or are we just gonna FaceTime? Because we can just FaceTime.
No,
Podcast. This has been constructive. I'm definitely gonna be the main attraction. We lost the Don.
See, Like, I don't understand how you be the main attraction if you're just saying a bunch of inside jokes. Who understand these jokes other than us?
Everyone, the world, the community.
That part just got cut out. The part where Brandon left, that's gonna get trimmed. This isn't gonna be all in one shot anymore.
So playoffs. A few weeks ago, me and Brandon talked about how if they were going to go back into the playoffs right now, we think that they should cut like the first round out or move them to best of 5 games, right, Brandon?
The
First of
first
all-
round should
first of all-
always.
Can you provide context onto what playoffs you're referring to? Are we talking baseball, football, swimming? What the hell are you talking about? Let's get.
I already clarified that. We're talking about basketball.
You did not say basketball playoffs. Adam, I
Yes,
want you.
we did. I said, are we talking about football or basketball?
I want you to take this back.
All right, watch it back. Until then, Brandon, what were you saying?
Hey, once the dude that pulls up stuff, hey, I need Donnie to pull it up. That's our pull-up guy. Donnie.
Oh, that's your job. You're the half. You're the other half of you is the computer.
Going on record, we did not provide context about the playoffs. We just said, let's talk about playoffs. That's it.
All right, so we're talking about basketball. Women or men?
Oh, I could go on that.
I believe.
The WNBA is a sham.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionesco went first overall in the draft this year.
Yes, bro. She's actually the first like WNBA player where I'm like, oh, interesting.
Sabrina.
That's not good.
Hey, I don't watch it, but the highlights I've seen, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go watch her play.
If you don't like the WNBA, you don't like basketball.
That's
All right, get out of here.
not true.
Get out of here.
Right. True basketball fans watch basketball in all forms.
There's a reason we don't have the Silver Stars anymore.
We lost the Silver Stars?
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that either, Adam. I was just thinking about them. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna watch her play. You know, didn't the New York team draft her?
Got the
Yeah,
female.
the Liberty.
Yeah.
And her
I was
jersey
like,
sold
like
out
there.
already.
What were you saying
The
that?
jersey sold out already.
That's cool. How do
Yeah,
you
bro.
know
Probably,
that we
it's
lost
probably the first time that's happened for the WNBA store, in all honesty.
100%?
Brittany Griner, whatever her name is.
No,
Brittany,
you got it, Brittany Griner.
remember what you said, trying to say that she could be DeAndre Cousins in the game of one-on-one?
I see it.
Oh, Brittany
Brittany
Griner
Griner.
said that?
Yeah.
Hey, she might be right.
Defense.
No.
Hey,
God, she can barely dunk, and she's 6'8".
yeah, but she has a good Achilles.
Oh, why you gotta do him like that, man? It's my guy.
I'm just giving facts here.
Hey.
What'd you say?
Remember how Brittany Griner got in a dispute with her girlfriend, and they both got some fines?
A basketball player?
Yeah.
Or the other one?
How'd y'all not know we lost the Silver Stars?
I knew.
I don't even watch the Spurs. I don't watch the Stars.
What do you mean you don't watch the Spurs? That's your favorite team, isn't it?
Hey,
Don't you have
No
Tony Parker
Parker
in your room
doesn't
right
play?
now, like stuff on a wall somewhere?
Huh?
Don't you have a sticker of Tony Parker posted up on your wall?
Yeah, no.
We lost them years ago.
I got Ginobili right here. Hold up.
So with the playoffs, we moved the first round to 5 games instead of 7. So it's pretty much best of 3 instead of best of 4.
I could not care less. They could do best of 1. I'd still be like, cool.
Yeah, so that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
First round used to be best out of 5. And that's
And-
honestly, there was no reason to take that away because there's so many situations where teams go 3-0 and then it's
They
no
win
reason.
they win the 4th game and then they just prolong it. You know what I mean?
Right. Or
Yeah.
sometimes the team will be like, oh, we can't get swept. So they'll come out super hard the next game and then they'll have to beat them in 5 instead of 4. And it's like, you already knew the series is over in 3 because they've never come back from 3 down 3-0.
Yeah, because most teams are already doing best of 5 when the series is best of 7.
If
So
you love a good Cinderella story, you're taking away that possibility.
They can still beat them. They just got to win in 3. They just got to win 3 games out of 4.
I like.
But you're not coming back from down 3-0, so it doesn't even matter.
Definitely could if there's
for more money to be made.
It's literally, yeah, it's really only about money. But with what Nehemiah was saying,
Hey, that's the
it's
half.
never been done in history.
That's the half, sir. I don't know. I don't recognize.
Who's Nehemiah?
All right. But yes, what the half was saying.
Making the extra money is great, but most of the time you're only making the extra money for one game.
Money's money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great, but who's really showing up to watch the 8th seed get swept by the 1st seed in that 8th seed's town? Because that's where the
those 8 seed that never get into the 8 seed.
You know what? If there are people willing to
like
watch
the Magic,
there's definitely people.
I know the Magic were going crazy the last time they're in the playoffs, which was I think last season. But that was the first time they made the playoffs since Dwight.
All I know, if I was a coach, that 4th game, I wouldn't even play my starters. I'd be like, you know what, we can probably beat them without them.
So what perspective?
Oh, okay, you on the winning team.
Right, if I was on the winning team, I'd be like, if y'all can't beat these guys.
Hey, let it happen naturally, Adam. What are you saying?
Like, if y'all can't beat these guys without the starters, I don't know. We've shown our dominance. Just take us home. If it can't happen, whatever. Honestly, losing that 4th game isn't so bad because you already have to go back home. So if you lose the 4th game and have to play the 5th game, it's like, well, we already had to take the plane trip back. So like, glad y'all came back with us, but now y'all got to go home.
Yeah,
but I'm not risking my starters anymore in that first round.
Yeah, enjoy the break.
If we go up 3-0.
You don't want to pull a Derrick Rose, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw the other day was like the anniversary of his injury, and it was like it makes you remember that they were winning the game, and it was like 2 minutes left.
Tragic. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Adam?
First question: what perspective are we taking? Are we doing the coach? Are we doing the fan? Are we doing the player? Are we doing GM? Are we doing
for what?
For the questions you're asking, because every question has a different perspective, and so like I don't know, we all over the place.
There you go,
Okay.
real man, Adam.
All right, ask a question.
Well, you're talking about shortening the playoff lengths, like the game.
This is from the perspective of fans and players, because players shouldn't have to play an unnecessary game like that.
Yeah, if most of your playoff games are gonna end at like game 5 anyways, why not just make the series best out of 5? Huh?
So we're gonna stay as a fan right now. I'm viewing this as a fan.
Real question. Here we go. And to dive deep, why do y'all like sports? Like, what's the appeal? Why not just play it? Why do you feel the need to watch it?
Recently, I've diverted from sports. I don't know, man. I'm only playing with Marcus and I lose. He's getting pretty good. God damn it. I will never admit it, though.
Exactly. Something to think about. It's like watching everything over again. It's like, why do people watch NASCAR?
Well, why do you watch porn?
The car wrecks.
Hey,
the bad acting and the lulls.
The lulls?
The lulls. Like, there are some funny moments. Like,
sports can be funny, too. Did you see the butt fumble?
No.
Butt fumble.
No. Did not.
Well, look that up.
But you know how funny. Porn fanatics are sitting around at bars.
Well, that's because they can't come outside, but they're definitely out there.
They're probably the same people that are obsessed with sports. So you're gonna answer the question?
Because it's entertaining. I don't know what you want me to say.
Can you expand upon that? We can wait for you. Austin, you can answer the question if you like. Well, Brandon
Sports provides similar entertainment as TV shows, movies, anything you like to watch that provides visual entertainment.
So is it the escapism?
Everything is escapism.
Not beating your meat.
Yes,
How is beating your meat not escapism?
For real. It's like the number one thing to go to. I just like sports. I've always enjoyed them since I was little. I still enjoy them now. That's that.
Yeah, I don't see how you're gonna have a podcast if y'all can't expand upon some ideas.
The half. How do you feel about the sports?
You asked our opinion and we gave it to you.
Yeah, but like the whole idea is for you to expand and explain. You just said, I like sports. I've always liked sports. Yeah, thanks. Next question.
It's not that complicated.
It's not. That's a
It's
stupid
just-
question.
It's just a thing you like.
We're on the same wavelength. Okay.
Thank you.
Different question. We got to give them a different question they can expand on. Okay.
Well, like the two people that are on the same wavelength don't even watch sports, so obviously you don't understand it.
Okay. Well, then you got to be able to hop different ways.
Come on.
Okay, I'm saying you don't have to be like that, like into it, like me and Austin are.
Wait a minute. What is your name?
Cody Rhodes neck tattoo.
Why did you change it?
That's not important.
Okay, go on.
You don't have to be into sports as much as like me and Austin are, like looking at like the salaries and everything behind the actual games. But I mean, obviously you guys both like sports as well. You guys, I mean, if you watch it and you don't immediately turn it off, then you like it. You just like it to different degrees.
I do not like sports like that. I couldn't care less if there was never another game of NBA played ever again. I do like 2K though. That's entertaining. But if 2K were to disappear, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Like if sports never existed another day in my life, I would not be hurt. Now that's watching sports.
Well, then what would you have done in high school?
I could play sports. Like playing sports is fine. Like
Well, you said sports would never exist.
I retract my statement. Like if an NBA, like if I never saw another NBA game, like watching professional sports on TV, could not care less. Playing sports, I enjoy playing sports. I feel like playing sports is a great time to bond with people. It's a great time. It's a great way to stay in shape. It's a great way to connect with people. But as far as watching sports, I don't see the appeal.
Side note: what do you think the world record is for busting a nut from flaccid to cum? Just off the top of your head. Just give me a number.
I mean,
36.
36 seconds?
I don't know what the question was, but 36 seems right.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm gonna refrain since I'm not in person with you, Adam. You can't get your revenge.
Okay, so back to the NBA playoffs.
Damn, that wasn't even
Huh?
You need to hear the joke too. Just do it.
I was like, well, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Do
Why
it.
would you do it?
You know what I'm about to say.
No, I
Yo,
don't.
this is first take. Let's go.
You know what I'm about to say. It's just
All right, move on.
you know the normal context of these things.
What's it about?
Anyways, playoffs. So instead of 7, go to 5. Maybe, unless you just want to cut out the first round completely, just cut that for this playoffs. Do it in like July, and just cut out the first round completely. Do top 8 teams, cut out the first round.
I feel like that ruins the integrity of the whole playoff system.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of weirdness happening. It would be weird to just not have anything go on record for the season, you know?
They're definitely not gonna have playoffs.
I'd rather not have it than have it be an abridged version, because then whoever wins, it doesn't feel the same.
Well, do you feel the same way about people about like seasons when they have like NBA lockouts or like NFL lockouts or any
No,
type
because
of lockouts?
because they still have the full final tournament.
The half.
You know.
But that tournament has already.
Why did he look like he made a mistake?
He's supposed to be the half, and he's already exposed himself on day 1.
No, like
You're
You
supposed
have
to
to cut that out.
the factor sent the video saying like request to start video. I was like, is he trying to start another video chat? This is weird. I click on it and then I see my face. My secret identity.
But yeah, what I was saying. So the lockout, like even if it happens in the beginning of the season, I still feel like it affects the playoffs, the postseason, because you're not playing your full season. So any team could if it was like the regular season, you know how at the end of the season there's always like 4 teams that are battling for that like 8th seed. But if you have like a lockout, you're not playing all of your seasons, and so teams don't really have that like ability to like come back and win. You know what I mean?
Now, I get what you're saying, but personally, I feel like the NBA already plays too many games, considering there's the possibility in the playoffs to play 28 extra games.
Mhm.
So is that right? Is it seven times 4? Yeah. So I feel like 82 games is already too long. So like that one lockout season where they went down to 66, I was like,
Was
sounds
that the
good to me.
2011?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm looking for right now, the 2011. Because that was the most recent one.
Like 66, like
We should have 66 games instead of 72. Is that how many
they
games?
play 82.
82.
Oh, shit.
82 games, yeah.
Oh, Nehemiah knows the knowledge for someone that doesn't watch sports.
I play 2K.
2K. So they've had 5 lockouts, one in 95, another one in 96. Damn, they were not having a good 90. This is why the Bulls kept winning. It's all these lockouts. So 95, 96, 98, and 2011.
When was the lockout in 98?
I don't know. I just see it right here.
All right, here we go. Why is Kobe Bryant in the argument for the GOAT?
He's not. It's LeBron James. Next question.
Next question.
Hey, why is LeBron James compared to Michael Jordan? And is he better?
Definitely.
See,
better.
I wouldn't even compare them as like players.
We compare them as essences, as ideas, as people.
Because they're like okay, I'll compare them as players, but I wouldn't compare like their style of play. Like they're 2 different players that have like 2 different I can't speak. But they both have 2 like main points they want to get through the game. Michael Jordan, he wants to score and destroy you. LeBron James wants to try to make his team better. Obviously destroy you, but not on the intensity level that Michael had.
There's a dream here.
Kobe has that intensity level. I don't think Westbrook doesn't have it because he shoots way too much, and if he did have it, he'll know to pass it up when he can't shoot it, which is almost every night. Thank you, Brandon.
He just said true. He said 4 letters.
Yeah, he's right.
Dang. Nehemiah? I mean, the half? Any questions?
Hey, you're gonna have to do a lot of editing.
Oh, yeah.
Are we still on that topic?
Editing?
Did you have a follow up?
For the half?
No, for the LeBron Jordan.
Are you not going to give input?
Should we compare in terms of position or in terms of who is getting
Here, this is it.
or in
LeBron James will go down as the
offense,
greatest player that's ever played the game.
in terms of defense, in terms of
Out of everything, he would be the greatest everything. You want to know why? This is why.
because he's taller.
He will finish number 1 in scoring. He will finish top 5, if not top 3, in assists. How are you going to be the scorer and one of the top assist man in the game ever of all time?
Where's Jordan?
Huh?
Okay. I heard someone say something, but no one said anything back. LeBron James will finish with the most minutes ever played in regular season basketball, and he already has the most minutes for the playoffs. The dude's gone to 8 finals in a row. Granted, he only won 3 finals, but that's still 8. It's impressive. Mike only went to 6. Not 6 in a row. Not 3. Not like straight up 3, then 3. You know what I mean? Came back a year, lost in the comfort part.
Yeah, did LeBron
How'd that go?
baseball?
Because he played baseball. He would have went to 8 straight. If
I wouldn't even say
played
he
in 2
played
seasons
baseball.
off.
I would say that he attempted baseball.
Well, he wasn't on the Bulls. Is the point?
Hey, that was his choice. And don't say that he was suspended or whatever, because he
I
wasn't.
didn't say he was suspended. I said he wasn't on the team.
His choice.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he was still the most dominant player in his era, unlike LeBron James.
Yeah, in his era. I don't think in all time.
Well, then LeBron's not all time either.
He definitely.
Then it was all time.
Nobody. Everyone played in a different era.
Oh, come on.
What are you talking about? If you put LeBron in Jordan's era, he would have got beat up so much more. No, if you put LeBron in Jordan's era, he would have got beat up a whole lot more. He would have been a lot more at the free throw line a lot more. And we know he can't make free throws. We know he can't make free throws. So he would have been scoring a whole lot less points. And then if you put Jordan in LeBron's era, people can't hit you like they used to. So Jordan would just fly over everybody. He'd be scoring way more points.
With that argument, Jordan never would gain his muscle like he did. The only reason he never hit the weights until he ran into the Detroit Pistons. So if he was in this era now, how long would that last though?
It could last a while. No one needs to even be that big anymore.
Jordan
sound like Zion right now.
His like game habits, all the stuff he did during finals, like him smoking all them cigarettes, gambling, all that other stuff. He would have been dragged. It would become like more than a game. I feel like he'd been overwhelmed. LeBron James was really like the ideal basketball player / role model.
We're not comparing off the court stuff here.
No, I'm saying like off the court stuff would interfere with Jordan's game. Like I feel like it would definitely got into him. He'd been dragged through like.
It didn't impact him back then. Why would it impact him now?
See, I think his mentality will still be there, but I feel like his mentality will still be there, but his ability to like just like I want to win and I'll do whatever it takes to win. I feel like that wouldn't still be there because he wouldn't have to go through like if anything, Michael wouldn't become like this monster of a player. I think if anything, he'll try to shoot more in our era.
And he would score more.
Yeah, and that honestly, that'd be kind of scary. But until I see that, but I guess you can say that about anything, Until I see that.
The thing that always sets them apart for me is just the dominance in their era. And when you look at Jordan, when he was on top, when he and the Bulls went to that peak of being the first seed and the expected winners. Be quiet. When they got to their peak and they were the number one seed and they were the team expected to win, he always delivered. The only times he didn't get to the finals and win the finals was when he wasn't there for baseball or had the abridged season for baseball. When LeBron was on top and his teams were expected to win, he didn't always come through. He won 3. He went to 8 straight finals. Good on him. He won 3 rings. Good on him. Who else won 3 rings in that time? Steph Curry. Who'd he beat to get those rings? LeBron James. So if you're not even dominating your own era, how can you be the greatest of all time? You're out here sharing the cookies with other players. Kawhi got 2 rings within LeBron's era. Steph Curry got 3 rings. KD got 2 rings.
Okay, with that, I feel like
there's a more distributive talent pool. Like kids have been training since they're freaking 5 and could walk. They have an AU circuit. They have trainers. Like these aren't the same players from Jordan's era that could grow up in the backyard and make it to the league. These kids are groomed since birth to be basketball players.
But if you're the best, you're supposed to play amongst the best in your era. It's not supposed to be a problem. LeBron's still the biggest dude out there. I don't care if these dudes been playing since they were 5 years old. LeBron been playing since he was 5 years old, and he's still bigger than them.
LeBron's 6'8", 250.
More competitive league. There's a larger talent pool.
Hey,
it's
you got
one guy slapping up on a bunch of children. It's multiple big sharks all trying to eat that one thing. There's chum in the water and all the sharks.
Well, then tell me why LeBron's getting eaten. Why is he not the biggest shark?
He is the biggest shark, but if you have 25 sharks and you have to go through all 25, you're going to get tired now, aren't you?
Hey, goats don't get tired.
Goats don't get tired. I like it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying LeBron is the second best ever, but I'm saying what
you're right.
the second best ever. But I'm saying you can't be known as the best when you're not dominating your era. I don't care who is the call the
LeBron
Okay.
literally played on
Can you
back.
be known the best if you dominate almost every statistic record in the NBA history?
he can be called the most talented player ever, but he can't be called the greatest player ever because more goes into that than just your skills on the court. It goes into your success.
You're not trying to quantify being great. Like the stats are there, but you're gonna still try to deny him his greatness.
See, and the only stat that like gets Michael Jordan, or not Michael Jordan, that gets LeBron James into like you're the second greatest player of all time is that finals stat. Or like, let's talk about MJ. How many times did he go to the playoffs? How many times did he get eliminated from the first round? How many times has he been eliminated from the second round? So if we want to talk about it, if you want to talk about success, let's talk about that. LeBron James has never been knocked out of the first round ever.
It's a good point.
I wonder how many times Michael has.
Not as many. Okay, those were the times he got knocked out of the first round was when he was the 8th seed going up against the first seed Boston Celtics. So he was not on it. What?
Was LeBron ever an 8th seed?
I don't know.
Success.
Jordan in those playoff series, Jordan was the most talented player on the court. He was playing the best, but he didn't have the team around him to beat the team that Boston had. And teams
that LeBron are on.
LeBron has super teams.
No, but see, that's the thing though. The periods where Jordan didn't have a team around him, it was understandable because the team was so bad they were making the 8th seed. They were in a competitive Eastern Conference, and it made sense for them to lose. They didn't start winning until the team was fully formed, and they went and they were the first seed. LeBron, everyone wants to talk about his team not being good enough, but they were good enough for him to get to the first seed consistently, to win 60 games a year consistently. So why aren't they good enough to get him to the finals?
LeBron James is back. Honestly, if you just play defense in the league, you win at least half of your games.
So you're saying he played in a weaker league?
I just mean any team can, if you actually play hard defense, anyone can win 41 games.
But he won 60.
Exactly. Him and his team play defense. They win the 41. Then the extra 19 games, he goes ahead and throws them on his back. He's like, yo, I got y'all for 19 games. Hop on my back.
Then why didn't he throw him on his back and win the finals more?
It's just a lot of minutes, Brandon.
These are excuses, though.
And like, see, Michael went up against good players, right? Like the half said, he didn't go up against players like as deep as it is today. And like look who LeBron has to face. His first finals, he faced the San Antonio Spurs in 2007, all in their prime. Yeah, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches, actually the greatest coach to ever live. Second time he goes to the finals, he's facing a really underrated Mavs team. Dirk just goes off crazy, and
LeBron didn't show up in those finals.
He has like a little flu game.
But LeBron didn't show up in those finals at all. Okay,
but like you're like saying that like the half had a point. Like it's harder now. It's usually just LeBron by himself. Yes, he did have Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, but that was also like their first year together. Did Michael and Scottie win their first year together? What about their second? Their third?
I think Scottie and Michael won a title Scottie's rookie year.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, in that case, yeah, Jordan ain't shit. Back to my main point.
I'm saying you can't say, oh, LeBron was so good, he carried these teams all the way to the finals, but then when he got to the finals and lost, oh, well, he didn't have any help. You got to play with the people you got there with. You got to ride or die with the people that got you there.
You got to think about
went to the finals 8 times in a row with Kevin Love.
It's a moot point.
You know what? No, hold on. I stopped forgiving LeBron for being on bad teams when he became a GM. Okay, and that happened when he went to Miami. Ever since then, he had been completely in control of who's on his team with him. So when that happened, if you're saying you don't have any help, you're saying you don't like the players around you, that's your own fault. Because if you didn't want them, if you didn't want them there, they would have been gone. All you had to do was go and tell them to get gone.
All right,
a perfect example of that. I'm sorry, Adam. 1 second. A perfect example of LeBron being the GM was his first year with the Lakers. That killed me, because he like came out. He's like, yeah. I helped to pick every single one, and then we had like a shitty year. So
exactly, and you see, and like I'll give him a break because he got injured his first year with the Lakers. But you saw they weren't really doing that well because because he was like because he didn't have any help around him, but he wasn't going to carry anybody on his back because he's just like I'm not doing that. He wasn't even gonna try until he had somebody to help him.
And yeah, also you have to like add that it was his first year in the West as well. I don't think he was ready for
it. It shouldn't even matter what conference you're in if you're the best.
Erase everything. Nothing left.
Restart the entire league. No more records or what?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they, at the very least, they start the season at Christmas now, moving forward.
Yeah, starting Christmas Day.
Starting Christmas Day.
Why?
Because there's no need to start it in October because they don't even get good ratings because football season's still on.
Yeah.
So
Plus, it's American people.
Other than the playoffs and finals and All-Star break, Christmas Day is their biggest like day of business in terms of ratings and everything. So just make that opening day as well.
You know how much money they make a game off of those seats in the arena?
No, like you still play a full season. You just started at Christmas and you moved like everything else back. So the finals would
baseball.
Like your
NBA is baseball isn't any competition to the NBA anyway.
So the playoffs, I feel like the playoffs are strategically placed in summer when everyone is free.
Yeah, you would just play them. You just play the finals in July.
Yeah, you're really only pushing the league back like 2-3 months.
When's the finals? The finals are in June.
Finals are in June. Yeah,
like
because there's a full 2 months of playoffs. It starts mid-April. It ends mid-June.
Yeah.
So you really just be pushing it back like a month and a half or so.
Or July. Start July.
Yeah. Well, see, if they do like all my plans that I'm suggesting, which is start Christmas Day, lower the season by at least like 8 games, and make the first round a best of 5, you would still end up ending in like June. You know, you wouldn't even notice.
Oh, with the 5-game thing, okay.
Yeah, like if they did all of that, but at the very least they should start it in Christmas just because it makes more sense. Like no one's really tripping about basketball until Christmas starts anyway, and then even then not until the All-Star break because there's so many games.
Changing the games to a lower amount.
So how many do you recommend then?
Why?
So how many games do you recommend? Do you even recommend like them having what's it called, conferences, or should it be like a Final Four tournament, or like the NCAA tournament, where everyone gets a shot?
With the playoffs, how I've always wanted them to do it is to go through 1 through 16. Like your top 16 teams in the entire league, they play. I feel like that will bring an incentive to the teams in the regular season. They're like, hey, everyone has a shot now. Everyone needs to try.
That's how the WNBA does it.
The WNBA does that?
Yep.
Smart way. I bet
they've had a bunch of finals that were like 2 powerhouse West teams going up against each other.
I bet you they're awesome.
Yes, they've had.
I bet you the NBA is testing it. I bet you they're going to do it soon.
Yeah, they might as well at this point.
Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and just make a shit show out of the
Yeah.
Go ahead through a King of the Court tournament in the All-Star break and see how I feel about it. So like in my notes, if y'all go look at it, it says that the winner will become the new cover of 2K. I feel like
doesn't that already happen during the All-Star game?
What?
That already kind of happens during the All-Star game. Like
not necessarily, no.
Each other.
I don't think so. Anyways, I feel like 2K, like the company, wouldn't want like a Spencer Dinwiddie or someone like that, someone that can ball but not like a star on their cover. So I feel like 2K and NBA are gonna make it more incentive make it more like willing to do, or make it more willing for other players to join, like LeBron James. Probably not LeBron, but like Kevin will join for sure. Curry will definitely try it out. Like, just at least get like 2 or 3 stars in there. Not all of them, but some of them, just so like it'd be more exciting.
We'll give you a Lowry and Matt Barnes. Okay.
Matt Barnes isn't in the league anymore. Hasn't been in the league since like 16, 17.
The ref.
Huh?
He'll be the ref.
I wouldn't want him the ref.
Have y'all seen that video of Kobe blocking the inbound pass with his face and he doesn't even flinch? It's a crazy video.
I think everyone has.
That's a great video.
Well, yeah, back to the game, the shortening the games. I feel like at maximum they should play 76 games because I've done the calculations. And so they have the 2 conferences, and in those conferences they have 3 divisions made up of 5 teams. So if you play everyone in your conference 4 times, that would be, what is that? I forgot the numbers now. That should be 14 times 4. That's 56 games. And then you play everyone else in the other conference twice a year. That'd be 30 extra games, which would be twice a year. I messed up somewhere. I definitely messed up somewhere.
Damn, bro.
Wait, no. Okay, so no, you play the teams in your division 4 times, which would be 16 games. And then you play the other 10 teams in your conference 3 times, which would be 30 games. And then you play the teams in the other conference twice a year, which would be 30 games, for a total of 76. Right now they play 82. I don't know where those extra games come from. I don't know where the mathematics come in, because they're playing some teams more times than they're playing other teams, even though they're like in the same divisions. Not that divisions matter that much in the NBA, but just mathematically it makes more sense to have that even number right there.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
if you take off 6 games, that's pretty much 2 weeks of the season because they play about every other day. So that just shortens the season there too.
Yeah, so those extra games are like, it's like the Cavs and the Warriors playing each other in extra time, just to like give the fans some like more of a show. You know what I mean? Like when they're both at the top, it's just to like, it's just putting like the best of the best against each other more times. Like I bet you the Clippers and the Lakers have an extra game this season. They didn't play one of their games this season because it got delayed. So that being said, in my notes here, what me and you have discussed, we talked about dropping it to 70 games, and not 76. So is 70 your minimum or what?
70 would probably be a good minimum. Yeah, just because they've just to not affect stats that much.
And that's my thing, bro. I'm so scared of them affecting like the records and stuff. Because I guess what they could do is like make like an all-time record, and they can just like do the math and like see what it will be like if it adjust the records to how they were. But I mean, I think
the only thing that makes me not worry about that as much is the fact that people are scoring more nowadays.
Yes, that's what you brought up with me too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also with like the main stars doing this load management stuff, I would assume about 70 games is what they would play anyway. So now they just have more incentive to play all the games.
Well, let's look at Kawhi Leonard. How many games has he been playing the last season?
Well, his load management is a whole different story.
Well, yeah, his will be like the maximum number of games.
Mm-hmm.
So let me check this out really quick for y'all.
All right. Here's the subject. Should all drugs be legal?
Drugs.
That's a hard right we just took.
If it comes from Earth, I don't think it should be illegal.
If it comes from Earth.
Yeah, so if it's like, if you have to make it in like a lab or like chemically made, then no. Like if it grows in the Earth, go ahead.
But I mean, it's all the same elements that we created.
You think so?
That's technically from the Earth.
Do you think so?
Don't do crack, heroin, but
Well, okay, then like what makes tobacco so bad?
all the chemicals inside of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Brandon, what do you think?
Don't do
The
drugs.
ruler of the world. Are you gonna keep the way it is?
Don't do drugs.
But do you make it illegal or you make it legal? Because
I
like
don't know.
prison system, is a bunch of misdemeanors and drug users. Pretty sure. So that'd be all those people free.
If I was gonna make it legal, I would make it a business and just tax the hell out of it. So
I like the tobacco companies.
yeah, I wouldn't be like, okay, weed is legal. All you low time drug dealers, we're not gonna arrest you now. I'd be like, no, go get a job because now you got to get it from this place, and you got to pay taxes when you buy it.
So it seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. Why do you think they haven't done it? It makes sense, right? Like, so
Because the tobacco companies don't want these drugs to come out.
it's just the tobacco companies.
It's the pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical. Fuck, I can't speak.
Oh my god.
What if it's deeper than that? What if it's the cartel with their hand that far up Trump and he's controlling everything with their money? Because if you have government regulation, you can't make as much money. What if it's that?
Could be.
Greed.
The half?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking me. So I brought up the game. So on the Clippers season, so this past season, Kawhi played 51. Season before that, I think we still had like 20 games left. And the season before that, he played 60. So 7 games is pretty close.
I mean, if certain guys like him are gonna do those extra days off, I mean, they shouldn't be tripping about their stats anyway. You're not coming for any records if you sit that many games out.
Yeah, quite. I don't see Kawhi the type of guys like stats are awesome. I think he's just rings. Give me my ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of mentality like these players need to have. But also, regular season does matter, and the league needs to change it to until when it does matter. Because like some of these games, you watch them, and they're just so it's like we're both tanking. We're both going to try to tank. And like with football, it's different. Because with football, if you have like two teams tanking, if you have a team tanking, then fine, they're tanking. There's only 16 games, 17 games, whatever the games is now. You don't have to watch them for that long. But there's 82 games in the season. You have like 4, 5, 6 different teams in each conference tanking it all at the same time. It's bloody awful.
Bloody awful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's starting to dip into like that MLB territory where you have like two teams playing each other like in August who have been eliminated from the playoffs since June, and it's just like, why are they still playing? Like, just let them go home.
Exactly my point. And it's like I don't want to watch you jog.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see y'all. I want to see some bodies flying. I want to see some butts and some other butts smacking each other around.
Do you think America will ever get so soft or
we're already soft,
super soft to the point where we get rid of football and those?
Now it makes too much money.
Yeah, it makes way too much money.
We start with NHL, baby steps.
Did y'all see that the colleges are starting to play their? Did y'all see that the NCAA is going to start paying players for their names, their likeness, and they're going to start allowing them endorsements and stuff? Bro, it really scared them. This is the first time the G League has allowed high school players to go straight to the G League, and in that one time, the NCAA is like, nope, no more. Dude, so many of the top 10 players in the NBA that or like the top high school players, they so many of them went to the G League. They're like, forget this, we're going to the G League. We'll enter the draft next season. See you later. Goodbye.
Yep, that did happen. That's how Michigan lost their number one. Been doing the same thing for years.
What were you saying, Adam?
Damn. I'm just gonna say, we can go ahead and end it with some wise words from each of us.
Drugs are cool, kids.
Brandon. The half?
All social distancing rules and sports are a joke.
You need to be the hater and not the half.
I'm really confused on that. Like I've never met somebody with this type of hatred for sports that plays sports.
I don't think he hates sports.
I don't have a hatred for sports. I just don't see the point for watching sports.
Well, then what's the point in playing them?
Because it's fun to pass time. Like it's like watching people play video games. I don't see the point of that either. Like I'd rather do something like I don't understand people watching gameplay. It's like that's lame. Why don't you just play the game where you can spend hours of time watching someone play a game? You feel? It's just not just sports. It's if I could be doing it myself, why am I gonna watch another person do something?
I feel like you're like mixing.
Okay, I again bring up porn.
What?
That's not right.
His opinion is
casually watching it, like you're actively doing something. You're not just like casually.
Well, why don't you just do it?
Bring up porn.
Why are you watching it?
Because porn, that's dangerous. You can't get an STD playing basketball. Shout out to Matt Johnson.
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Someone busted. If you're blood, if two
And
people are
even
busted
then,
up with blood or something.
if I had like someone to do that with readily available, I would probably never watch porn. Like, boom, look at that.
All right, we were wrapping it up, right?
Yeah. Wrap it up. That's my final quote.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.